I'm back with day number 16 of my December Daily 2017, and today I'm working on a 5x7 photo. I have three 3x4s, and I have one, it's like a 1.5 by 2 maybe, something like that. And what I'm going to be doing is this is going to be in its separate pocket, and then this picture here is going to be on the back side with some paper and things like that. And then this one, I think I pulled out a couple cards. I'm going to use this. Together is our favorite place to be, which I thought would be good because it's me, my mom, and my daughter making cookies. And then I like this Fa La 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 paper a lot. So I thought I could use that too with this picture of my daughter. And on the back of this is where my journaling is going to end up going. So when I use the pattern paper, which I picked out, let me see if I have it over here. I picked out this pattern paper because I really like this buffalo check. So this is going to go on the back here. I think my photo is going to be going kind of up here. And then I got to figure out how I want to do my journaling. I have this paper, and I was thinking about possibly doing my journaling here and down here. Just not quite sure yet. So I'm going to start working first, though, on this photo. So I'm going to move this rest of the stuff out of the way. And I think what I want to do with this photo is I just want one embellishment towards the center of the page or the picture. And I pulled out this circle wood veneer that came in the Ali Edwards main kit, I believe. And it just says Merry and Bright on it. And I really want to put that kind of in the middle or maybe even down here towards the bottom. But I need to make sure it's going to work okay. Now, I'm a little nervous about trimming this off. So that's why I hadn't decided if I really wanted to put it like on the edge or not. But I just feel like, I don't know, maybe there too. I can't decide. I would like to put it in the middle, but then I think that covers up too much of this up here. And I kind of like how you can see the cookies up here and then my mom in the background putting the cookies on the cookie sheet. So I'm trying to decide how I want this. This might not be a bad spot. But then I feel like there's kind of something missing over here. So I need to figure out, and like I said, I'm a little worried about trimming this out. And by the way, I am going to do some stamping on the front of this, but I did a test run with the stamp Joy. This is from the Ali Edwards stamp set that came in, or not, with the December Daily collection items. It was an add-on item. I don't know if it has an actual name or not, but it is the one that has all the words on it. So I'm going to use the word Joy. That was the one that fit the best. I really like Happy, but it was going a little bit too much overlapping the words that are on here. So Joy was going to work out better. I just need to figure out where this is going to go. Here's the stamp. I wonder if I can shave some of that off. I really do like how that looks there. Oh, but you know what? I do need to put some holes. Here's a page protector. I need to put holes on this side of the page. So I need to make sure this won't interfere, and it won't. So that's good. I'm glad I thought of that to make sure that would work. So I just got to decide. I think I'm going to risk it and try to trim this piece off. So I'm going to try to trim with the grain. So it looks like that might be here. So I'm going to stamp the Joy right there. So I'm just going to use some Versamark ink and then some Detail Gold embossing powder. This is opaque embossing powder from Stampin' Stuff. And I can't remember where I got this. It might have been Michael's or maybe at a scrapbooking store, but I've had it in my stash for quite some time, so I'm not exactly sure where it came from. So I'm just going to take this Joy and make sure it's inked up really well. And then I'm going to add it to this right in the center. And then I'll move this out of the way, put the embossing powder on it. I did not use an anti-static tool, which could be a problem. So let's see. It wants to stick kind of in the wood grain, so let me see if I can carefully get a lot of the extra off. All right, I am back, and that embossed really well. I ended up doing it twice because it was a little bit flat because it soaked into the wood. And then I did another layer to make it a little bit more shiny. One word of caution, I don't know if you can tell. It's kind of hard to see, but by the top of the J and stuff, it bled a little bit. And I think it was because I overheated the wood and then it started going into the wood grain. So if you're doing this technique, it doesn't look too bad once you're farther away. If you're close up, you can kind of see how that bled a bit. I'm okay with it. I'm not going to worry about it, but just as a word of caution, make sure you don't overheat the wood veneer when you're doing it. So now the moment of truth, I am going to glue this on. I'm going to use my HEG gun because that dot adhesive, I don't know. I'm not happy with it. Unfortunately, I have quite a few rolls of it. So I don't know. I probably should stop using it because it doesn't appear to be very sticky at all. And I don't want my stuff falling down through the page protectors. So I don't know, I may end up trashing it or giving it away. I don't know if anybody else would want it either because it doesn't seem to be working very well. So I don't know. Not happy with that adhesive. All right. Oh, I don't want to do this. I'm nervous it's not going to cut right. Here goes nothing. Wow, that trimmed better than I had expected. I was very nervous that it was going to be really bad, but that ended up trimming out really nice. All right, so I want to add a little bit more to this. I'm thinking about using some stars. Now I had trimmed this out before, so I could use something like this, or I should have some gold ones that came in one of the kits. I think it was the main kit. They're kind of running together for me now, so I apologize, but we got these stars in the kit. I could use some of these. I think that might be what I want to do. So next, I'm going to be working on the back. Now this is a 5x7, so I'm just going to put this to the side, and I just need to trim this out. Right now, this paper is a 6x8. It came in the kit. And I'm going to trim it out to a 5x7 size, which just means I need to trim an inch off of either side. So I'll do that real quick. And I do have a decent amount of journaling for this day, so I need to make sure I can fit it all in. I'm thinking I'm going to put this, I'm probably going to draw some lines around this. Actually, I am going to stitch with some gold thread. I'm going to stitch with some gold thread around this real quick and I'll be right back. All right, I am back and I did some gold stitching all the way around the outside of this card. And so now I think I am going to use this in the center. So I'm going to have to trim it down a bit. And then I'm going to use this here, cover up the hole with the picture. And then I'm going to do my journaling like here and down here because I have a decent amount of journaling this time. So I'm going to just mark this with a pencil so I can kind of figure out where I want to go. And I do like the loopy edges of this. I also don't want to, maybe, you know what? I like the loopy edges of this. I may trim down this border around the picture a bit and then just put this down here. Maybe I'll do that instead. Maybe I will go with the grid instead. No, I think I like the lines. I think I'm gonna go with this. And then, oh goodness gracious, I don't know what I want to do. No, you know, I'm gonna cut off the scallops. So I think I'm gonna do it like right about there. I'm just gonna squeeze my journaling in. It's typed, so I'm just gonna size it down, and it'll be fine. Yeah, I think that will look okay. Let me trim down this a bit though. The border's a bit large or wide. So I'm gonna trim this down, get my journaling on the strip, and then I'll show you what that looks like here in just a second. I'll be right back. All right, I have this printed on the strip now, and it didn't go all the way down. I did have to make it quite small, so we may have to get a magnifying glass out to read this, but right now I can read it. We'll see how it goes once I get a little bit older and I can't read tiny type, but for now, this will work. And I did forget to heat set it. Let me do that real quick. And then I'm gonna trim down a little bit since it didn't go all the way to the bottom. I'm gonna trim off that bottom piece, and then I'll start putting this page together. So I just need to hit this with the heat gun a little bit so it doesn't smear. If I don't do this, it tends to smear pretty badly when I put it on the best setting on the printer. And then heat setting it really seems to work, and then it doesn't smear anymore. All right. So let me trim that out real quick. I think that looks straight. All right, perfect. And then I am going to trim it down just a hair on either end. And I'll use this trimmer. It's a little bit easier with these tiny pieces. And I did trim this down too. I can't remember if I did that on camera or not, but I trimmed down the photo, and I like that a little better. It's a little bit thinner border. And then this is going to go down here. And I think I'm going to put this number 16 here. And I feel like we need something behind this a bit. So let me look back at the cards that I'm using. Try to remind myself of the colors. So I'm going to be using these colors and then these photos. So let's see. I have some of this tissue paper that I used earlier in the album. Sorry if that bumped the camera. So that says peace and joy on it. But I also have this. It has poinsettias, and I think this is really pretty too. Let me see though. It might work. Let me just cut a bit of it off. I really just need a little bit for the background. Let me cut a little bit off and see if it'll look decent. I didn't get any fun tissue paper this year in gifts. That's kind of a bummer. This is from my gift a couple years ago, I think. I really like it. It's so pretty. But I didn't get anything fun like that this year in any gifts. So I wonder... that might look kind of cool. So let me see if I can kind of scrunch it up. How do I want to do this? Let me see if this will work. This could be a huge failure, but let's see. Just want to kind of scrunch it onto itself. Not necessarily like accordion style. It looks like a bow. Let's try that out. I'm just going to glue it down. I can always rip it off the back if it doesn't look right. So we're going to try and see what this looks like. If I can get my adhesive gun to cooperate. I think I like that. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to trim a little bit more off of this one side. I think I like that. It just gives a little bit of something. It looked a little plain and boring before that tissue paper, so I think I'm just going to keep it like that. I do like how that turned out. So let me add, that gun is a little bit big to use with this camera setup that I have. So let me just use some of this dot adhesive. Hopefully it'll work well enough for what I'm trying to do. There. Okay, yes, I definitely do not like this dot adhesive. I am not happy with it. It is just not that great. So I'm going to go back and use this. I'm going to do it more towards the middle because I don't want the edges. I want them to kind of be fluffy. So I'm going to put that lightly there. I'm going to make sure this is going to work and make sure. All right, I like how that turned out. Let me, just that gun is so hard. The camera's kind of close to where I'm working, so it's hard to get that big HEG gun in there. All right, I like how that turned out. I'm pretty happy with that. Now, of course, I did want to put this towards the top and I want to trim it off, so that might be a challenge, but I think I can get it. So these are like super sticky numbers, which are good. So I'm going to stick that right about there. See if I can carefully get in with my scissors to trim. Perfect. Let's get some of these little pieces out of the way. All right. I like how that turned out. I think that ended up working out pretty well. So like I said, this is the front side, and then this is the back. And I do have a page protector. What I ended up doing was I just trimmed down, I think it was an 8.5 by 11 page protector. And I'm gonna slip this in like so. And it is a bit tight because of the chipboard, but I'm gonna make it work. All right, so that is gonna go like this. And then I'm just gonna punch it on this side, and then it will fit in the album. So I think what I'm going to do just to make sure these stay together better while I'm trying to do that is I'm going to glue them, whoops, with the adhesive. Make sure they're facing the right direction. All right, so I am going to use another page protector that I have and then just line this up so that this kind of goes in the middle. And that will work perfectly. It's not going to end up chopping off any of my journaling or anything. That was kind of more of a good luck thing than an actual planning thing. So that is good. Now I just got to find my, what is it called? Pencil. It has disappeared. Here it is. And I sometimes put the page protector up and hold it there while I'm punching, but I think in this case, I'm going to actually pull it off because everything's kind of bulky. And with it being another plastic page protector too, I'm not sure how well this is going to punch. So I think that'll be a good enough mark. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm going to attempt to punch it with this. Actually, yeah, let me see. There we go. Actually, that did punch out. And the other thing I noticed is if you're trying to punch holes in these sheet protectors here, if you try to punch with the plastic only, so for instance, you don't have any cardstock behind it and you're trying to punch the holes, it does not punch clean at all. So what I do recommend doing is when you punch the page protectors, to go ahead and make sure you have some kind of cardstock or paper between the layers, and then that helps get a cleaner punch hole. So maybe what I need to do is punch it, start the punch, and push. Oh, no, that went through. I was gonna say I could start it and then turn. So see that one? That's really a clean hole. So that worked out well. This will just fit in here like this. And so then you'll be able to flip it. And then it is open at the top, but that's okay. It really was just to kind of protect the papers and things like that. Sometimes I don't put page protectors on them, but I had some extra 8.5 by 11, and I thought it'd be better to put it in a page protector, and then it doesn't get as, I don't know, handled, and it doesn't get as warped as bad. So that worked out well. That's the first time I've done this, actually. So I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. So I guess that one is good. Now I'm going to work on the other side, which is the 4 3x4s. So let me bring those back over. And that is going to be the two pictures of my mom and my daughter, and then my mom being funny like I was in the previous picture. A picture of her sleeping in a laundry basket again. Like I said, she been liking to sleep in boxes and laundry baskets and all kinds of crazy stuff. And we were at my parents' house and she was even sleeping in a laundry basket. So there you go. She actually was at a sleepover. It was like her second sleepover of the month because there was 2 birthdays and they both had sleepovers. And she stayed up to like 2 a.m. in the morning, which is like way late for her. And she was really tired, and I didn't know it at the time, but she was actually getting sick, which was unfortunate. I'm sure staying up late probably didn't help the situation. But like I said, at the time, I didn't realize she was getting sick. I figured she was just tired, which was probably a combination of the two. So this will go here. I don't have any more journaling I need to do. So I don't need to do a lot of work on this page. I would like to add something over here. I'm trying to think. I have some more stamps. I've been using them okay, better than some years. I wonder if I use one of these. I have only used like one, I think. Let's see. Or maybe I can put it like right here. I have some. These are those Inky Quill die cuts that I've told you guys about. I have some labels. No, that one's too fat. That might look kind of cute in there. Yeah, actually. I'm going to stamp that there. I'm going to use a green, I think, for both stamps, I think. I have some cardstock here, some scrap pieces. I'm going to pull one over here to stamp these. Garden Green from Stampin' Up! Will be a good color. So we'll test this, and if I like it, we'll go with it. 1-inch punch is the perfect size for this. Punch that out. Oh, I like that. That turned out cute. So let me sit back down here, and let me try that out on my picture. Yeah, I like that. I'm also going to stamp this piece in Joy. Let me kind of clean this off a bit. I don't have my cleaning pad close by, so I'm just going to kind of semi-clean it for now. I'll come back and clean it better in a little bit. So I'm going to use Peace and Joy. I'm first going to stamp it on some of this scrap paper just to make sure it's going to look good. Yeah, that actually stamps pretty nice. All right. Oh, turned out good. I like that stamp. So, all right. Let me put the stamps away. Put them out of the way. Bring these cards back down. All right, I think that is good. I'm going to put some adhesive on this, and then I'll trim it off because I do want it kind of to be off the page. So we'll trim that. See that. Yeah, I like that. I was going to put it down a little farther, but I think I'm going to stick with it. Put a lot of adhesive and I want to make sure it stays. Add some adhesive on the back of the label. I think I like that a little better. And I also think I'm going to outline. Actually, you know what? To mimic the stitching on the other card, I'm going to stitch this in gold. I'll be right back. All right, I am back, and I have the stitching all the way around the edge. I like how that detail looks. I did a little boo-boo right there, but it's okay. Probably no one would have been noticed unless I would have said something. Or if I hadn't said something, I should say. All right, so that is that. Let me bring over the other page. So I like how that turned out. I think that worked out really, really well. Kept it relatively simple, and I have the number 16 on it, and I have some wood veneer used. So I think this worked out very well. So I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. And there's a little bell next to the subscribe button that will tell you when a new video has come out by me, so you can get updates for my latest videos. So I hope to have more as the year goes on, and I have, I think I mentioned in a previous video that I was contemplating doing One Little Word. I have decided to do One Little Word, and I bought some product for it. I thought, well, maybe if I buy some product, I'll actually stick with it this year. So if you want to learn more about One Little Word or about my word, please let me know in the comments below if you're interested in that, and I can also tell you more about that, and I should be getting my products here pretty soon once they ship. So I just ordered them like yesterday. So anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. I will talk to you guys again very soon. Bye.